Good morning, everyone. And thank you to members of the Yale Band who provided such beautiful music for our procession. I'm Maurie McInnis, and I'm delighted to join Dean Cooley, Provost Strobel, and so many of my distinguished colleagues from across the university in welcoming you to Yale. Today, you begin your journey as a graduate student at the finest institution of learning in the world. Each of you took a different path to get here. You hail from every corner of the country and around the world. Your disciplines range from mathematics to microbiology to poetry to public health. Some of you came straight from earning your undergraduate degrees. Others have spent years in the workforce or the military, and some of you are here for several years to pursue a PhD. others for a year or two for a master's program, and some are here as visiting scholars for a few months. And yet, you're bound by something more powerful than a shared interest or field of study, something that crosses every divide and transcends every difference: curiosity. Each of you is here because you got curious about something: a work of art, an unsolved question in physics, a mystery of human behavior. And once that curiosity was ignited, your appetite for exploration only grew. I know this feeling because I've been there. 37 years ago, a number I find hard to believe, I sat where you're sitting on my first day of graduate school at Yale. The year was 1989. The hairstyles were different, and the fashion was too. Madonna topped the charts, and When Harry Met Sally ruled the box office. The world outside buzzed with changes as the Berlin Wall fell and the Cold War began to come to a close. Much like today, it was a time of both great possibility and deep uncertainty. And much like you, I had no idea where it would lead. Nor did I know my place in it at all, or what to expect. I had graduated from the University of Virginia, and I had never set foot on Yale's campus before. In fact, growing up in Knoxville, Tennessee, I had never met a soul who had gone to an Ivy League school. So when I arrived in New Haven, I marveled at all that Yale and this community had to offer. Gorgeous architecture, world-class professors, more pizza options than I knew existed, and I came here to study art history. But that wasn't the path I had imagined for myself in college. As is often the case with pursuits of knowledge, mine was not a straight line. I'd originally told my parents I was going to medical school. So I took courses across many subjects, and suddenly, instead of visualizing the molecules I was learning in organic chemistry, all I could dream about were museums and paintings. Funny how that works. But in truth, I might have gone through with my med school plan, even after taking dreaded organic lab and having an internship at NIH doing bench research, if not for the impact of a teacher. Most people can't pinpoint the exact moment that changed the trajectory of their life, but I can. It was a conversation I had with the late Professor Christopher Johns. He urged me to follow my passion for art history that I had cultivated in his classes, rather than the much safer, well-trodden route I was contemplating. He was also the one who told me unequivocally that if I could get accepted to Yale's PhD program, I must attend. The rest, they say, is history, or art history, I mean. It didn't take long for me to see why Professor Johns was so adamant about my coming here. At most universities, I would have been taught with slides on a screen. But here, each week, I was taught in front of the finest university art collection in the United States and learned from the finest scholars in the field. I studied with Jules Prown, taught classes for Vincent Scully, and crawled through the attics of New England's oldest buildings with Abbott Lowell Cummings. And I was mentored by Ned Cook. This place became a playground for my curiosity, a space to question, explore, and follow my ideas wherever they led. All these years later, it's clear that Yale's impact on my life has been immeasurable, as I know it will be on yours. Because however long you're here for, whatever degree you earn, you will forever be a part of this extraordinary community of curiosity, exploration, and knowledge creation. And I'm not just talking about those within your field of study. Your education here will be shaped by the people you meet, people from all walks of life and schools of thought. It will be shaped by the exchange of new ideas, by the embrace of new experiences, by the community you build and the curiosity it inspires. So yes, I know firsthand that Yale will change you, but it is your impact on Yale that I want to talk to you about today. As I'm sure you've heard, universities are grappling with a swirl of questions about our purpose and our place in the world. Trust in institutions is waning, and for many Americans, the shine of higher education has grown dim. Of course, even without these pressures, it's never been easy being a graduate student, and yet, I believe your decision to continue your education is more important now than ever. Because what you do here, what you write, research, discover, and create will be the answer to some of humanity's most pressing questions. And that's not just my prediction, it's also part of our national identity. After World War II, the very first Presidential Commission on Higher Education was formed. It produced a report titled Higher Education for American Democracy. And its central thesis was that our nation could only succeed if higher education succeeds. The report put it this way: education is the making of our future. For us here at Yale, that means our mission of knowledge, of pursuing the fresh questions of the day alongside the enduring questions of the human condition, can open new ways of thinking and new depths of understanding. But ultimately, that knowledge will form the foundation of the future of our nation and the future of the world. The ways that universities have already done that since the publication of that report are too many to enumerate, but here are just a few. Search engines, the internet, GPS, CT scans, touch screens, they all come from contributions made by universities. Of course, scientific technology and technological innovation are just two results of universities' pursuit of knowledge. Through art that stimulates the mind and stirs the soul, through theater that reflects the triumphs and trials of the human experience, through historical inquiry that illuminates our past and informs our future. These pursuits engage us in vital conversations about our society, our culture, and our place in the world. And they can be as powerful, influential, and enduring as any feat of engineering. That is the legacy you inherit today, and the one that you will carry on during your time here at Yale and in the many years that follow. Don't forget it, even and especially when the outside world is debating or doubting the value of your work. Stay curious, stay committed. And remember that no matter the challenges ahead, higher education has always endured. Through war and pandemic, depression and revolution, technological change and cultural upheaval, across generations, we have continued to teach, learn, enlighten, and inspire. Thank you for joining that legacy today. Thank you for choosing to continue your quest for knowledge here at Yale. I look forward to seeing all that you discover, and on behalf of all of my colleagues, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to Yale. Now I am delighted to introduce Lynn Cooley, who is in her third term as Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. Dean Cooley is the C.N.H. Long Professor of Genetics, Professor of Cell Biology and of Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology, and Vice Provost for Postdoctoral Affairs. From 2001 to 2014, she directed Yale's combined program in biological and biomedical sciences. She earned her BA from Connecticut College and her PhD from the University of Texas at Austin for dissertation research on tRNA transcription and processing conducted in the laboratory of Dieter Sohl at Yale. After postdoctoral training at the Carnegie Institution of Science, she joined the faculty of the Genetics Department at Yale School of Medicine. She has been recognized with a Pew Scholar Award from the Pew Charitable Trusts, and she is a member of the Connecticut Academy for Science and Engineering and a fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. I ask you now to join me in welcoming her.
Thank you for that very generous introduction, President McInnis. Good morning, distinguished colleagues joining me here on the stage. And good morning to you, to our new master's degree, doctoral, and visiting students in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. I'm delighted to welcome you as the newest members of our community. The mission of the Graduate School is to educate students to seek answers to life's most challenging questions by leading in the advancement, application, and preservation of knowledge. We train students to push the boundaries of knowledge and to communicate their discoveries to the world at large. You are here because our faculty recognized your intellectual curiosity and creativity, your passion for discovery, and your potential for leadership. You're here because we believe you can make valuable contributions to both Yale and to the world. And because we know Yale can help you on your path to intellectual growth. We're delighted that you have chosen to join us. Trust that you belong here. Trust that bringing your whole self will make you a better scholar. Trust that you will contribute positively to the people around you based on your experience and perspectives. Yale is fortunate to gather the best students from across the globe, from all walks of life, backgrounds, and identities. As in your program, you'll see that you represent 40 US states, in addition to Washington, DC and Puerto Rico, 65 countries, and 374 graduate institutions. And you are joining a graduate school community of some 3,000 additional students and over 1,000 faculty members. Get to know as many of the people sitting around you as possible. Not just those with whom you will end up interacting in your classes or labs or libraries. I encourage you to share your unique experiences and learn from those around you. Learn when to listen and when to speak up, to put yourself out there, to start conversations with people you don't know. The education you receive here will take many forms, including everyday conversations with faculty, fellow students, and staff across the university. If you truly want to get the most out of your Yale education, do not just fulfill the requirements of your program, participate fully in all this place has to offer. Now, I know it can be overwhelming to start this new chapter in your life. You're in a new city, meeting lots of new people, and figuring out how to navigate the first steps in graduate school. Some of you have come directly from undergraduate studies and may find this transition challenging at first. I have 2 daughters in their 30s, and they've explained to me the term adulting. We all know this can be hard, but you should know that Yale offers a strong network of support for its students. For example, your Director of Graduate Studies can answer your academic questions. You'll encounter staff, including dedicated mental health counselors, available to help graduate students with a wide range of issues. But we are counting on you to take advantage of these resources and to reach out when you need help. If you feel a bit unsure about what's to come, know this is normal. Like President McInnis, I still remember my first day in graduate school, which felt surreal. In fact, that feeling is the perfect starting point for what you have come here to do. You will quickly get through this strange period of intense transition to realize you can do this. You can learn, contribute, and thrive. As graduate students, you hold a special place in the university landscape at the intersection of all the research and teaching happening across campus. You are not simply here to learn from the faculty, you are here to learn with them. Your fresh insights and persistent curiosity are the catalysts to new ways of thinking, learning, and creating. Graduate education at Yale offers you the invaluable privilege of time. Time to think broadly and deeply about the most difficult and complex problems. Whether you're a visiting student, a 1 or 2 year master's program student, or in a longer PhD program, this period of focused study allows you to delve into subjects with an intensity and dedication that is rarely available in other contexts. It is an opportunity to explore, to question, and to expand the boundaries of what we know. By coming to Yale, you have access to exceptional faculty, state-of-the-art facilities, and immense collections. Extract from this institution all that you can. Focus on your research and try not to get distracted by the news headlines and political turmoil. Embrace this time with curiosity and determination, knowing it is a rare gift. When I travel and speak with alumni all over the world, they tell me how the time spent at Yale changed their lives. I urge you to use your time here wisely. Now, this journey is not without its challenges. Your time in graduate school is very much about getting comfortable with uncertainty and dwelling at the edge of the unknown. You will come to find, if you haven't already, that the more you know, the more you realize you do not know. Each year, I like to offer incoming students a phrase from the Romantic poet John Keats to understand the need for patience and tolerance in the face of ambiguity. Keats called this liminal state negative capability, or the capacity to thrive in the midst of uncertainty and doubt. It may sound unpleasant, but Keats and others after him understood negative capability as a positive prerequisite for discovery and creativity. One of our aims at the graduate school is to help you develop the negative capability you need to be comfortable when faced with uncertainty and the unknown. To become the scholars and researchers you aspire to be, who can improve our understanding of the world. It won't be easy, and it really isn't meant to be. Some days things will not go as planned. I have learned this lesson over and over again. But the most exciting days in my lab are when an unexpected result leads to a whole new area of study. You will move forward. Perhaps the most important thing you can do to thrive in graduate school is to establish a support network. With me here today are university leaders, colleagues in the graduate school, and faculty who represent the scholars across our campus dedicated to your success. We wear robes today to honor your arrival. But we will be here every day in regular clothes to help you. Look for fellow students, faculty with whom you share interests, staff members who know how to navigate Yale's complexity, and alumni in Yale's vast alumni network. Find the people you can go to with questions or interesting conversations. Those connections will enhance your time at Yale, and many will last a lifetime. My former mentors, peers, and students are among my best friends and colleagues. I hope by the end of your time here, you deeply understand the value that graduate education offers the world. Your journey at Yale is a privilege that provides you with the time and resources to grow, to create knowledge, and chart your way to a rewarding career. It also bestows upon you a responsibility to share what you learn with the world. In our age of limited attention spans and the desire for fast facts, you can prove to skeptics that critical thinking and meticulous research matter and can produce legitimate answers to challenging questions. You can use your education to think methodologically, develop cogent, persuasive arguments, and ultimately communicate your findings to society. Communication is the key to all of this. During graduate school, you will learn to speak in extremely technical terms to your colleagues. Jargon is useful here, as it allows those who understand the terminology of a particular field to communicate quickly and efficiently with precise language. However, remember always to understand your audience and communicate effectively more broadly. Let me give you an example. Since you've been sitting for a while, I ask all of you who are able to just please stand up for a moment. Thank you. As President McInnis mentioned earlier, I'm a professor of genetics, cell biology, and molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. My lab studies dynamic mRNA recoding by ribosomal stop codon read-through using the Drosophila model system, in which hundreds of genes produce extended proteins in specific tissue, especially neurons. All right. Our ultimate goal is to cure diseases caused by mutations that create stop codons. Now, sit down if you completely understood what I just said, but don't be shy if you didn't. Good, good, good. Okay, now here's another way to say what I just said. My lab does research with fruit flies to better understand how ribosomes interpret start and stop signals encoded in mRNA so that proteins of the correct size are made, and how to restore normal proteins in diseases caused by premature stop codons. Okay, how'd I do? How many of you understood that? Please sit down. Don't worry if you didn't. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. Now, how about if I said, my lab studies how to get cells in your body to make proteins to help you grow and stay healthy? Did you get that? Yes. I'm guessing pretty much everyone got that. And if you're still standing, oh, no, everyone sat, great. The true test of expertise in each field is not your ability to communicate with experts who understand your field, but rather to explain to those who have no idea what you're doing, why what you're doing is important. For me, an early challenge was explaining my graduate school research to my parents. It was a tough one. I'm not sure they ever got it. You and those around you will be studying across some 70 departments and programs in the sciences, engineering, social sciences, and humanities. Cultivate those cross-disciplinary friendships and learn from your fellow students. Share with them your passion, whether it be proteins or poetry, ecosystems or solar systems. Practice communicating your ideas to your faculty and mentors, but also to your friends and family. Write an op-ed for your local newspaper. Give a presentation about your work at a public library. Call your representative in Congress and advocate for the vital work being done within research universities. I urge you to be proactive and build your communication skills. This will be one of the most durable skills you can hone while you're here at Yale. As we close, I will acknowledge that I have given you 2 challenging mandates for your time in graduate school. You will need to embrace complexity and uncertainty in an effort to discover new knowledge that can improve our society for generations to come. This work can seem dense and complicated, mainly because it is. You will also need to figure out how to effectively communicate what you discovered to those around you, particularly to those who feel that your efforts are too cerebral or intellectual or purely unnecessary. This is the important work we're all here to do. Know that we are all in this together, and I have full confidence that you are up for the challenge. We are eager to witness and celebrate all that you will accomplish and to help you see you share your knowledge with the world. Now, if being able to communicate to multiple audiences is important, you might also consider the many forms that communication may take. Sure, there are lectures and discussions, but every once in a while, you may be so overcome with passion that there's only one option: to sing. So to show you what that might look like, I am very pleased to welcome the graduate school's own a cappella group, the Yale Citations, to perform.
Way down in New Haven town lives Mr. Yale, old Eli Yale. No one ever dares to come around just because of his pets. Bow wow, grr, woof. Poor old Harvard tries it once a year, always goes back, tied up in black. For when old Yale sings that old bulldog on, he raises an awful row. You hear that? Old bulldog, bow wow wow. Eli Yale, doo-doo. Bulldog, bow wow wow. Our team can never fail. Eli Yale, when the sons of Eli break through the line, you know that is the sign we hail. Doo-doo. No! Bulldog, bow wow wow. Eli Yale, woof!
Hi everyone. First and foremost, congratulations on starting this new chapter in your lives. We are the Yale Citations, as you heard. We are Yale's only graduate and professional student a cappella group. We've got 2 more songs for you, and if you like what you're here and you're interested in joining us, check us out at the Activities Fair, and we're hosting auditions next week. Of me in LA. Just having fun on the stage in my heels. It's where I belong. Down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Down in
Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Black lights, wicked dreams, Tennessee, Monica, good dreams. I know she's gonna scream, Pink Pony girl, and you dance at the club, oh mama. Stage in my heels is where I belong, down at the
Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Pink Pony Club.
Don't think I've left you all behind. I still love you, and Tennessee, you're always on my mind. Mama, every Saturday I can hear a southern drawl 1,000 miles away. Singing, what have you done? You're a Pink Pony girl, and you dance at the club, oh mama. I'm just having fun on the stage in my heels. It's where I belong,
Down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club.
Bring.
Da 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 da. I want you back. Da da da
Pretty faces, no face made, just stand out in the crowd. I want you back, and someone picked you from that bunch. That was all it took.
Now it's much too late for me to take a second look.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
Show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go, baby. Now that I see you in his arms, I want you back.
Oh, I do now.
I want you back.
Ooh, ooh, baby.
I want you back.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I want you back.
Hey, 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 hey.
Trying to live without your love is one long sleepless night. Let me show you, girl, that I know wrong from right. Every street you walk on, I leave tear stains on the ground. Following the girl I didn't even want around. Let me tell you now, all I need is one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart?
Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go,
baby. Now since I see you in his arms, I want you back. I want you back. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. 'Cause now that I see you in his arms, I want you back.
Aren't they fantastic? How about another round of applause? Graduate students, Yaleys, today is the start of an exciting journey for you. Seize the opportunities to grow, to challenge yourself, and be sure to celebrate not only your own successes, but also those of your colleagues and friends. Yale will have an impact on you, but you will also have an impact on this campus, and after you graduate, on all sectors of society. We welcome you to this community, and we look forward to all that's in store for you. It now gives me great pleasure to welcome Yale University Chaplain Maytal Saltiel to conclude today's ceremony with a benediction. I ask that you all please rise during the benediction and then remain standing until the platform party recesses.
From all corners of the world, we've gathered today, a brilliant mosaic of experience and wisdom, ready to embrace a new year together, to build community and delve into self-discovery. Loving and Holy Spirit, called on by many names, hold us gently and protect us in times of heartbreak and sorrow. May we be open to the light others bring to our lives, be present to one another's truths, even when they make us uncomfortable. May we allow ourselves to experience awe and surprise in wonder of your creation. Remind us to be humble before the vast knowledge of the universe, wisdom that is known, not yet known, and unknowable. In the labs and the library carols, the late nights and early mornings, remind us why we are here and ground us in our thirst for comprehension and understanding. Help us remember that failure leads to innovation and creativity. Guide our hands as we plant seeds that sprout joy and purpose. We come here today as the fruition of our ancestors' wildest dreams. May we live into being good ancestors ourselves. As inheritors of knowledge and traditions, may we work towards building a better future for all in our precious global community. May we be a blessing. May we move with hearts oriented towards justice, minds open and inquisitive, arms outstretched and full of compassion, and souls filled with patience and grace. As we embark on this journey today, may we grow from strength to strength with empathy, curiosity, and love. As we say, amen.